What did I do last night? I cried myself.
Oh yeah, I hit my head. The other night, I was trying to go to bed, and I was on the couch. I smoked a bowl, and then I stood up too fast. And I knew I was already dehydrated that day because the day before, me and Lenore did like a death march through Shenandoah Valley. We hiked like 12 miles.
Yeah, 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, so I was really dehydrated and sore. So I guess I stood up really fast, got lightheaded, and fell backwards on the kitchen floor, smacked the back of my head, and then I stood up and then walked like 5 feet, went into the living room, and fell asleep. And I woke up in like this giant puddle of blood. The only reason I know I figured it was in the kitchen was because there was another puddle of blood there next to a corner with my blood all in the crack. You should see if you can get a good fucking.
You still got a big gash?
I got some towels. Yeah.
It looks like, a thing.
Like, here's one of the. Like, there's many a towels. I tried to scoop some of them up, but Nora cleaned some of them. She cleaned up all the blood too before we took any pictures. But it's definitely a bloodbath murder scene.
I could frame you for a crime. Did you get stitches?
No, I probably should have. I just went to bed instead and put a towel over my pillowcase and bled into the towel.
What was Lenora, your lovely wife?
And then slept for like 12 hours, which I'm pretty sure is the way you're supposed to deal with a concussion.
I thought you're not supposed to sleep.
No, lots of rest. Because you're real tired.
I always tell people not to fall asleep.
Because they're assholes and they don't want concussion victims to get a good solid night's rest after hurting their head.
Is that the only treatment, or is there like a medicine where it's like, you take this, you still have concussion, but you won't die?
I don't think so. I mean, I've only gone to a doctor for concussion once, and they just say, go home, take it easy. And then I've had a couple others, but, my brain's not throbbing quite as much as it was 2 days ago.
That's good.
Yesterday.
So speaking of Ebola, I got one of those letters in the mail that's asking me to be a guinea pig for NIH. Where they pay you big bucks.
I sent NIHP last time for saliva. It makes me shit. I was supposed to get $100 for 2 bottles of saliva.
They never sent it to you?
No, but I did. I mean, it was 2 things, but it wasn't a lot of space. But I sat on it for a long time. I can't even tell you how long because I'm so bad with dates and shit.
Well, I would do it except for the fact that apparently that chick is going to NIH.
But someone has my saliva.
For what?
I don't know.
Yeah, the chick that has Ebola is at NIH right now. And why would I want to be in the same building as that?
No, don't be so paranoid. Probably always AIDS there. Probably don't like AIDS very much.
Yeah. What if she's licking doorknobs? Elevator buttons.
It's a risk you're going to have to take.
Man, we need to get some viewer questions. Hey. So have you ever had a son? Are you going to get him circumcised?
No.
For real?
For real.
It's crazy.
And this is a recent development. If you had asked me 6 months ago, I would have said for sure cut that shit off myself.
What changed, man? I'm still all for the snip.
Well, you think about why. I always thought it was like a cleanliness thing, but then you find out that does not even like really matter.
I heard it matters a lot.
No, it doesn't matter a lot.
You even said Lisa says it matters.
No, I did not say that. You just have to take care of it a little bit more. But it's penis mutilation. And sometimes the doctor gets a little cut happy, and the little boy they end up folding his penis up into a vagina, and then he grows up like a creepy Law and Order shit. It really happens. Like, oh, I feel like I'm a boy, but I have a vagina. It's kind of boyish. And then they're like, oh, you coughed while they were cutting off your foreskin, and the doctor cut off half your dick. Blame your father for giving you a tiny dick.
Well, apparently saves all the nerves.
And the nerves.
Makes you feel a lot better. But my only argument has nothing to do with dudes. It's that girls are B words.
That makes sense, though. The nerve thing.
No, it makes total sense.
I'm like pissed off by a foreskin.
But
when I get money, I'm getting foreskin put on.
Okay. But no, girls are dicks, and girls will judge.
Your foreskin?
Yeah, girls talk. Girls are freaked out by it.
Some girls, I think, are a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how freaked out girls are by it.
I think they are. No offense to any of you. I just don't know.
The turtleneck?
Turtleneck.
The anteater? Keeps them warm at night.
It's just, yeah, girls. What if you lose your opportunity with a girl because you have? I guess you should do that.
You pull your dick out and she's like, ew, foreskin. Once you get an erection, doesn't it go away anyway?
Not sure.
Well, let's Google it. Let's Google foreskin. And the foreskin is important. The foreskin throughout history has been important for your penis and for the human race. Because you know how it's like your penis shape is shaped like a shovel, okay? And your foreskin was kind of meant to kind of help pull out enemy semen. Like, this is for real. Like, your penis head is like an arrow. And it was designed to go in, shoot your semen, and then pull out the guy before you semen. You know, with the hood. And then the foreskin would help that as well.
What do you mean the guy before you semen?
Well, back in the day, it was, no one knew anything about paternity. And they would just have sex all the time. Before religion made sex a bad thing, people used to just have sex with everybody, and so to help with maternity and shit. It's an evolutionary thing, and it's because Jack told me that when Jack was like, yeah, foreskin it's used to suck out the enemy semen, and I was like, that's the weirdest thing. And Jack is the agent of misinformation, so I was like. And I Googled it, and it was right. I spent like half an hour Googling all these fun little facts about the tip of your penis.
I don't want to suck up other guys' semen.
You don't want to, but I mean... That's how you make babies. Because the human race wants to procreate. It's like, that's why all you want to do. And that's why, like... the male attention to a female is directly related to ovulation. Like, there's that certain amount of time where I guess a guy loses real interest, For every hot chick, there's a guy tired of fucking her. And because that's how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be, back in the day, it was like you find someone you're attracted to. You have sex, you have sex, you have sex. You procreate, and then you're like, alright, let's go over here now. When life wasn't so easy.
Yeah. Sarcasm?
No.
It sounds easier.
Life? No, people worry about.
I mentioned.
I mean, I'm sure I'm fucking up a lot of that, but.
Alright. So, foreskin against foreskin.
Team Foreskin! Group text the family. Group text the family. Foreskin or no foreskin? You know, I hear like when people make the decision whether or not to do it, a lot of it depends on like what the father has. What the father has is probably based on the religious preference of the parents or grandparents, because most people aren't religious enough to start mutilating their body for the Bible. And so, like, you know, like, oh, well, you know, his dad, you don't want to be all confused. Like, dad's got no foreskin, and this kid's got foreskin. Or the dad's got foreskin, the kid's like, oh, where's the rest of my penis, Dad? I'm lost. You know? It could be confusing for a young lad.
I almost tried to drink my microphone. So, did I tell you about the prank with my adopted friend?
You gonna tell me you're his real parent?
I'm gonna hire people to either be like the real sister or the real parents or whatever. Well, I went up to him and I was like, it probably would have never happened, but I went up to him and I was like, I have the perfect prank, but for you, but it like might make you cry. And he's like, oh yeah? Are you gonna hire someone to act like my real parents? I was like, alright. Well, now you stop the temptation of me doing it because you just nailed it on the head.
I guess it's been done.
I was like, it was that or the sister. No, it's because I always ask him if he wants to find his real parents. And he does it. What if they're like Mexican drug cartels?
Fuck them.
Or part of the Mexican drug cartel. Rich.
What does that mean?
Like, they could give him a mansion and
you go find him for money?
Yeah, what the hell else would you find him for? Love?
I don't want people in my life that are stuck in my life because I took something from them. Especially people I end up not liking. Oh, thank you, Uncle Jorge, for this $50,000. But you're kind of a psychopath. Oh, I'm scared. Little family.
Hold on. My mic's not running. Start this back up. So are you finally ready to tell the world that you were adopted? You're a lot tanner than me. A lot darker features. A lot manlier.
It wouldn't make any sense for me to be the one who's adopted. They would have to adopt it like everyone but you.
I look like Catherine
and you don't adopt your first child at like 24 and then have 4 more of your own. And then another one like right after you got the adopted one, like, oh, this is baby stuff is easy, let's have a real one.
Your arm's picking up some.
A real one. A real one, like adopted baby's not a real one.
I don't. The same.
My subconscious.
The same adopted friend told us that 2 things. One, he told us he was a test tube baby. That's why his nose is so big, because it was always pressed up against the test tube while he was growing. And another thing, that probably was a joke. Not sure, but like not sure if he. Well, what he said, we were talking about our heritage and what he was dead serious about. We were talking about like, you know, I'm Italian, blah blah.
You're not Italian.
This brown kid, no, I'm just saying, this brown kid said that he's Irish. And I was like, how are you Irish? And he was like, my dad's Irish. I was like, but you're adopted. And then he just felt so dumb and it was hilarious. So that's a good story.
Because he actually thought he was Irish. He didn't understand the whole bloodline thing.
I mean,
like, well, like I'm like half Irish because I'm adopted, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like.
Maybe you have Irish. Would you even be able to say like Irish heritage? Like you have Irish heritage, but you don't have Irish heritage. I won't have the blood.
There's another.
You know the handshake.
There's another interesting story about him, but like it involves other people's family. I don't know if they'll get offended, but I haven't mentioned any names, right? But basically,
Protect the innocent.
he has a brother who was adopted. So when he goes to family reunions, they're both adopted,
Did
but
they have any kids?
yeah, two other ones. So two
Before or
adopted,
after?
two real. First one,
Too real? Ah! What about, I'm saying, like, when did they have these alleged kids? Like, when did they adopt some and then have some, or
Yeah.
have some and then
yeah,
adopt some?
had one, adopted one, had one. The long story short is he was explaining to me.
Why?
He's explaining to me
Those
how
greedy, too. How many babies y'all need? Overpopulating the earth.
he goes to family reunions, and so both him and his brother are adopted, but he's the only one who gets it because his brother's white. He's the only one who gets asked, like, "Oh, is this like your son's friend or whatever?" But like the other one's adopted too, but he fits in. He's not
Because your friend's brown?
friend's brown.
Is he
Brazilian?
Spanish? Oh,
That's what he says. I mean,
is there a way to, like, test that? Like, if you're adopted, like, you're just left on a porch in America, and you're just a brown person, is there, like, I guess facial features? The way your skin comes out? It's not like you can test his blood, right? You trace his bloodline. You get on that E family tree.
You could just study stereotypes. Like, look, let's try it.
Study stereotypical Brazilian men.
Brazilian.
Hairy, big balls, enjoys the company of prostitutes. Damn.